full audio. What's going on, people? Welcome to another video. So I know it's been a while since I dropped the last time, so I figured I would just shoot a video today. Today I'm recording a percussion sample pack. I'm actually doing a Wonky percussion sample pack for my store, Element Store. Essentially want to make a more weird sample pack because I figured, like, with the whole splice thing right now, everyone has the regular percussion stuff. Like, everyone has a good shaker, a good, I don't know, tambourine, some weird like percussion instruments because of splice. So I figured I would do like a more wonky pack with more processed and special effects percussion and weird sounds, something like this. So I'm trying to do something special and weird and wonky. Yeah, let's just head to the percussion studio and let's get recording.
Altså, senegaleserne, det her...
Det er jo, den tager hele rummet med. Ja. Så hvis der er mange refleksioner, så hører du en meget mere rummelig lyd. Okay. Hvorimod hvis du hører en...
Virkelig grim også, ikke? Med det der helt sådan cigaretlignende lugt.
Oh my god. Yeah, so here I am in the percussion studio. I have a mom who's a percussionist who's been traveling the world for her entire life, just picking up every single percussion instrument that she came about. So in this room is probably like 1,000 and something instruments, which is perfect since I own a sample pack company. I always come here, sample, and then I have giant folders of just one-shots and recordings from here that I can use in sample packs, in production, in all my stuff. Yeah, so just gonna record a bunch of weird instruments today. I have my mom helping me. I told her that I want the wonkiest sounds. So we have a bunch of weird instruments, bunch of talking drums as well. Insane sounds here. So many good sounds. But yeah, let's get to recording and yeah, let's do it. This one right here, certified hood classic sound. If you know, you know. The thing that's so crazy about this studio is you could literally just like pull out a drawer and it just has like every weird sound ever invented. So much stuff. Also a lot of junk, but a lot of this stuff has some weird, like really unique sounds. Can we talk about how all of these are just key labeled? My OCD is enjoying this so much.
Baby, I'm a son on the beat.
Oh. Alright, so I'm back in my own studio. It's actually a week later, and I've been working on the percussion recordings for a few days. So let's dive in. Alright, so I've now taken all of the recordings and turned it into this huge project. And this is just one of the recording sessions, but that's usually how I do it. Record a bunch of stuff, and then I cut it out, edit it, do a bunch of stuff, export a bunch of stuff, and then I take those one-shots and small loops, play around with them to generate loops like this. Let me just take you guys through the process of processing all of these raw recordings. Added a Pro Q4. Added a Logic stock compressor, Isotope RX. I really use Isotope RX a lot when it comes to recording. Declick, declip, denoise, super useful for recordings and fixing audio issues in recordings. Added Spectre. Just added that like saturation in the low end. Then added Rift. That's just on the default setting. Then Tooth. And a Pro Q4 that's automating. I'm using the new spectral mode on the Pro Q4 to tame the low end a little bit. I find that for specific resonances, this is very cool. I typically would only use this on like vocals and guitar, but for resonances like this, that's very frequency specific, the spectral mode works better than the dynamic mode. But honestly, the latency on the spectral mode sucks. I get why you have to have that latency, but yeah, let's just dive through some of these samples and how I processed them. Yeah, let me show you, let me actually show you guys one of the plugins that I use for like almost every sound in this pack. Because typically, I'm a very, very big fan of the disperser plugin from Kilohertz, the one that looks like this. Big fan of it, use it for everything. Essentially like a transient smearing thing, in that things get more wonkier when you use this, and it's frequency specific and you can pinch it and all that. But I since discovered on, I think I found it on Gearspace, that RV Audio had dropped Deceptor, which essentially is a multi-band version of the disperser, which is super cool for making wonky stuff. Let's take this as an example. Let me just turn it off, turn the mix off here. Essentially, I'm driving it by 27 dB, so that's why you get that exaggerated, distorted effect. Let's just turn that down. Do you hear how wonky you can get with this plugin? It's so cool for stuff like this. I have this plugin on a lot of these sounds. Yeah, so one of my favorite samples that I recorded from the pack is the talking drum, the one that you saw in the video as well. Let's break it down. So we have the talking drum. That drum has such a cool sound. I processed it, so the main thing that's making it wonky is the wave shifter, which is a new plugin from Minimal Audio. Shout out Minimal Audio, excellent plugins. Essentially, this is a frequency shifter multi-effects plugin, which is super cool for stuff like this. You can get some really, really, really cool textures with this. Yeah, you can get some crazy, crazy, crazy sounds out of this plugin. Then we have the Deceptor again, of course. Automating the transient smearing or the dispersing downwards, meaning that it gets progressively lower in terms of where in the frequency spectrum the transient is being smeared, which is a super cool and like wonky effect for stuff like this. Then I'm just running through the Century Tube channel strip, just using the compressor, and I like the sound of this. Then Black Box, of course, if you know me, Black Box is on everything. Then we have the Manly microphone preamp, because why not? I just got the UAD subscription. Well, I got it from UAD, shout out UAD. I'm just trying out a bunch of different plugins to see what they do. And then Pro Q4, that's it. Then for the other one here, we have a different wave shifter preset that makes it weird. Yeah, super bouncy, super weird, super percussive. I also feel like in the pack I split up the loops, so you have the drums, the percussion, the hats, all that separately, so you can mess around with it. Because I feel like the application of stuff like this is not only for like wonky electronic music. You can use this for pop, hip hop, rap, trap, house, whatever. I'm actually also trying to do some house stuff for the pack. Then honestly, just have a bunch of like shaker thingies. Atmospheric stuff. Yeah, just exported all of these into a folder and then, yeah, so many strange sounds here. A lot of organic sounds as well. So what I'm planning to do for the pack is have a folder with organic one-shots and a folder with wonky one-shots. And then now I'm at the stage in the pack where I have enough one-shots. So I'm going to make loops out of those, just to give you a preview of how the loops are going to sound. Let me just play some for you. In terms of the mastering on the samples, because I get that question a lot, typically I will run it through the God particle without the limiter. I hate the limiter in the God particle. Master desk, simply just for the mono maker. The compression I use sometimes as well. It's quite nice. Then I've been experimenting with running it through saturation, but I do not always have this on. It depends on what samples I'm exporting, but I do like this one. I know Plugin Alliance also came out with one that I shot up against the other one, and I actually think the Plugin Alliance sounded better than the mixhead, but right now it's just on my chain, so whatever. Then sometimes I have SPL Big as a stereo spreader. If the image on certain samples I export is a little bit too narrow, then I have Rift that I sometimes put on. If the sound is a little bit too organic and muffled, I've made this preset, or I've tweaked this preset called Crunchy Breaks. So you simply do this, so it only distorts everything over 183 Hertz, and then you can simply blend it in parallel. So it is essentially like a parallel distortion type of thing. I feel like it works really well for that, especially if you use softer shapes on the wave shapes here, because I feel like the harder ones is just going to crush the signal too much, even when used in parallel. Then I have a clipper at the end, and sometimes I also have Ozone Imager just to control the stereo image even more, and I use it as a visualizer as well. But the other clipper I use right now is Ash from Acoustica. Love that one. It sounds good. It has oversampling. It's my go-to clipper right now. I wish it was more visual. But yeah, that's essentially how I am doing the sample pack. Just want to take you guys through the process a little bit more. But yeah, let me know if you guys want to see more stuff like this. I'm just trying to pick up the camera more, film more, because this is what I do on a daily basis. Record a bunch of stuff, make a bunch of sample packs. I always have multiple sample packs in the works. So yeah, really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.